think we're getting hooked up with Mr. Jamie Lissow in just a few seconds.
All right, sir.
I'm looking forward to it. We've talked with Jamie before. A lot of
Jamie's been in here.
A lot of things have happened to Jamie in recent years since we spoke to him.
I think he had just gotten divorced the last time we saw him. But there's maybe the opposite happening.
It looks like he's married a physician from Boise, Idaho, if I'm getting the credit. There we go. Hey, Jamie. Good seeing you.
What's up? I wore the shirt. I wear this shirt today.
He's a husband.
Boyfriend, scratched out fiance, husband. All right.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Jamie.
it's funny. My ex-wife had the same shirt, and one day I noticed a husband had been crossed out and it said available.
How about that?
Whoa. I have to ask, where are you? Are you in California right now?
I'm in Pasadena, California, and my physician wife is in the soundproof booth next to me seeing a patient.
Oh, really? I see.
Yeah, we're doing like our own. I'm thinking in a couple we should switch rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
why do I gotta take my shirt off? I got a sprained ankle. Don't worry.
I was just trying to do a little background. So where are you going to be living now? Because who's going to be where?
So my kids are always going to be in Alaska, and so I'll always keep a place in Alaska. They got their rooms up there, and I'll see them up there. And then we are living in, you got it, it's Boise, Idaho.
All right.
Boise, Idaho, where we have our house. And by the way, if you ever go to Boise, the first time I landed, the plane landed, and I get off, and the lady's got my name to drive me to the venue. And I go, hey, it's so nice to be in Boise. And she goes, it's Boise. And I go, I just got here. Give me a minute. I don't know. I got to be so critical. Just Matt. But yeah, we're doing Boise, Alaska, and then the show in New York City.
Oh. All right. And now you've got a huge schedule. I've got some of the dates in front of me. It looks like you're going to be in Covina at the Laugh Factory coming up soon. You got Vegas. Then you're going to be out on the road on the East Coast, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina. And then in the fall, Louisville, Charleston, West Virginia, lots of places where we're on the radio. So we're hoping at some point you can stop by. We get to see you in person. Is your wife going to continue being a physician, or is she going to be your bodyguard and staff physician as you travel?
After looking at my tax return, she's decided to continue to work full time. She's going to continue with the telemedicine. I have a question for you. I feel like this is a good radio audience question. Last night, we started the tour at the Improv in Hollywood, and it was a fun show. And Erica was with me, and she's a pretty girl. And after the show, I'm saying hi to some people, and this really, really drunk man with his partner, he comes up and he's just staring at my wife, and then he stares at me, and he goes, "Man, you outkicked your coverage." You guys heard that?
Oh yeah, sure.
And I'm trying to decide, should I be offended or should I try to embrace it as a compliment, even though it's destroying my ego? And then I was like, I'm just going to let it go because, between me and you guys, I looked at his wife. It looks like he got a safety.
Or at least got his quarterback sacked, huh? Yeah, it's not good. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird compliment, I guess. At the same time, it implies that you're some kind of awful, homely person that doesn't deserve this gorgeous babe.
Exactly.
Well, do you mind if I ask how you met your now wife?
So I don't tell this very often, but you guys will like this. I was opening for Rob Schneider at the Egyptian Theater in Boise, Idaho. And Boise's great, by the way. We went to see the animals at the zoo. I'm opening for Rob Schneider. And my wife is with her sister, and they're all hanging out. And she, after my set, she just goes to use the bathroom. And I'm setting up merch. And so we just started talking backstage at the at the Egyptian Theater, and we talked for an hour, and then we exchanged information. And then the first theater I ever headlined after kind of starting to sell tickets was the Egyptian Theater. And so I went back to the place I met her, and we actually sold out. And man, everywhere I looked, just all these memories. I'm like, oh man, that's where I carried Rob Schneider's bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he slapped me for getting his intro wrong.
Oh yeah.
Did you go back and see the zebra?
Yeah.
Little callback.
Tom getting in on it. All right.
We are speaking and watching the great comedian Jamie Lissow. And Jamie has an interesting geographical situation. By the way, I do notice I'm looking at your tour dates. On November 13th, you're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida. And then November 15th, you're at the Discovery Theater in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah, what my agent does is he spins a globe. And he just puts a finger down. Yes, that is correct. That's a coast-to-coast traveling nightmare. It's gonna be a tight one. I don't make my schedule. I don't even look ahead. Like, that's the first I've heard of that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's I just sort of wake up in the morning, get on a plane, hope for the best. I don't think that's a good one. You're right. That's a tough one.
Are a lot of these going to be drivable, it looks like? You've got places, or you're not going to be flying everywhere, are you?
Not flying everywhere. We try to drive as much as we can. I like driving. I'm not a big fan of flying. I got upset. I don't know. You know how you hear all these bad things about Spirit Airlines? I finally had to fly Spirit Airlines because I needed a direct from LA to New York. And there's the only flight they had left. And I go, how much is it, direct to fly in an hour? And the lady goes, $150. And I go, that's like a very reasonable price for a ticket, but where they get you on the extras. And I go, $150, I'll take it. And the guy goes, now, are you going to want to sit down? I think so. He charged me $30 to uncross my arms. And at one point, I'm just dead asleep on the flight. They wake me up. They go, hey, it's your turn to fly the plane. So I drive whenever I can.
Our guest is comedian Jamie Lissow. If you're just joining us, this is the Bob and Tom program coming to you from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Jamie was visiting here in the studio a while back, and he is certainly a brilliant comedian. And do you find it difficult? Because your life, you've got to be sort of at your peak every day, 8 p.m. local time, whatever it is when you go on stage. Do you find it difficult to have to do morning radio shows and not just start cursing and saying, get me off these, I can't stand it any longer?
It's interesting. I do feel like sometimes if I do too many, like if I do Tuesday, we started doing radio tours. I did 5.5 hours. And on days like that, I would like to not have a show because I feel like comedy tank is finite.
Yeah.
And I feel like by the end of the night, you're just like, I'm depressed. You have nothing else to say. But I have found that if I wake up and do morning radio, and especially good, enjoyable morning radio like the Bob and Tom Show, I do have a better day. Not to get all serious, but I find that my road life is better if I get up and have a coffee and then sort of like have a day where whatever city I'm in, as opposed to sleeping too much or whatever. So I'm actually a big fan of the morning radio. I think it's I like when I have one on the schedule.
This is a little bit inside radio, but I won't say who it was. We were talking to doing this, what we're doing with you right now, and the person did the same thing they had done 4 minutes earlier. And I realized they probably had a little checklist in front of them for each show that they call. But after doing 10 of them, oh, yeah, it's like my Ottoman bit. Here it comes, and then they do it twice.
Was that the, I think I know who it was. Was that the goldfish comedian? I'm dying to know who that was. Don't tell us his name, but just give us his website.
Okay. Jamie Lissow has been appearing on a lot of television. Greg Gutfeld, for one thing, and doing a great job on that. How much prep do you have to do when you do a show like that? Do you have select things you're going to do for sure, or are you kind of surprised along the way when you get in there?
My main prep is I can't speak for everyone on the show, but I'll usually shave my private parts. And it just makes me feel weird.
I think Emily Campagno does that too.
Wouldn't we all like to know, Josh? Josh strikes me as, when Emily's on, Josh strikes me as the guy that watches it with sound fans off. Oh, yeah. Right? She laughs at every joke, Emily Campagno. She's my favorite guest to be on with because when I'm on with her, I'm like, I won't be bombing.
Yeah, she really enjoys what you do.
Do you remember, what was your first national television program? Do you know what it was? Do you remember?
I did the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Man.
Yeah.
And parenthetical and not of interest to anyone, I guess, but me, what's he doing now after walking away from that show before it exploded?
It's a great question. I have not heard from. I thought he was a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
He was nice. I enjoyed him as a host. That's a great question. I don't know where he disappeared to.
You know, the real question is, do you remember your first joke on that show?
My first joke was, I have a lot of free time during the day, and so I've watched a lot of movies, and this is crazy. I noticed if you watch all the Star Wars movies, okay, back to back in order, and really pay close attention, you're a loser.
Oh yeah.
Now you've been doing I'm sorry. You've been doing this long enough that you have a certain sort of, I guess, touchstones. Certain sort of. Are you under any pressure to do any sort of classic pieces of your material? Or do people shout out, do the Star Wars bit or something?
Every once in a while, I have a bit. I did one of those Tri-Bar comedy specials. Do you guys know those?
Pat Godwin here's got one coming out real soon.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Congratulations,
Hey,
Pat.
Jamie.
It's real quick. It's like a 30-minute set. You have to be incredibly clean. And it's in Utah. It's filmed in Utah. A lot of Mormons in the crowd, and they asked me to do it, and I did it. I was nervous to be clean, super, super, super clean, and it went really well. And then the following week, we had a conference call, and they go, "We're going to put your special on Amazon or the Dry Bar app." And they go, "What do you want to call it? Like, have you thought about what you want to call it?" And I go, "What if we call it Jamie Lissow tries not to say the F word?"
Jamie, we were chuckling as you were setting that up because Pat has been trying to pick a name for his Dry Bar special that he's already filmed, and we ran through quite a few of them, and we gave them two of them, and they renamed it something else.
Yeah.
Can I throw one out there for Pat? I don't know.
Yeah,
if
go ahead.
me.
We know each other.
But I was thinking about, because I didn't go with this, but I feel like this is a good one. What if you call it, is it Mormon here? Or is it just
Is it Mormon here?
Or is it just me?
I love that.
See, Jamie, I think you're using up all of your funny for the rest of the day. I feel bad for you.
Wow.
Boy, the next radio show you call, that's going to just suck.
That is brilliant.
You're out.
Can I be honest? You asked me a question, and I swear I was getting to the answer, and I think I forgot what you asked me, so I apologize.
Okay, that's good. Jamie Lissow was our guest. Great comedian. Massive tour scheduled. It's the I just got married, but no longer am allowed to see my wife tour. Do you do the Zoom thing with your kids and your wife, or just regular phone calls? How does this work?
Yeah, we talk a lot on the phone. Meanwhile, I'm starting to think that I'm on the road too much because I talk to my kids so much on devices that last time I was home in person, one of my sons tried to minimize me. And then my daughter tried to skip to the next dad. I go, what is this? Lots of fun.
I don't think anybody's funnier than you. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're on fire.
Jamie Lissow is our guest. This is, again, Inside Radio. How many more phone calls do you have to make to radio shows this morning?
Today is not bad. Today I think I have 9 more. And I'd like to say, when I saw Bob and Tom on the schedule, I even told my wife, I go, you got to come hang out. I was so excited to be on your show. I just love how this show, it feels like we're having a conversation, and I'm not throwing shade to any of the other stations, or maybe that's exactly what I'm doing. But I'm talking to Bob and Tom. Everyone's got names, Josh, Pat, we got, I think next, I think I'm on Hillbilly in the Bra. I don't know what's happening.
That's
really in the fisherman.
By the way,
hell of a show.
By the way, the bra had a boob job, and the show's huge. Jamie, I can't help but notice you're not anywhere close. At some point, you've got to come back in the studio so we can make fun of you in person.
Yes.
You guys remember the last time I was on? I don't remember ever having more fun on a radio show. You guys didn't know I lived in Alaska.
Right.
And
Yeah, it was great.
You guys destroyed me about Alaska. And by the end of the show, I was like, if I had done this interview before deciding to move, I wouldn't have.
And it's my understanding, as we speak, there is a heat wave in Alaska. It's actually a big problem. So
Yeah, it's gotten up to negative 10.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a huge. It is a huge problem because we don't know how to act in weather like that. Do you know? We raise the toughest kids in Alaska. My kids go out for recess till if it's 20 below zero, they still go out. If it's 21, they keep them in. So it like raises the heat wave. People don't know what to do.
Wow.
And I think
you guys know the ratio. Do you know about that ratio thing? The ratio of guys to girls in Alaska is 6 to 1.
Wow.
Relationship, which is really awkward, especially if you don't know the other 5 guys.
All right.
More than a devil's triangle.
I see. I fell for that one. I didn't see a joke coming.
Yeah.
Jamie, what a great pleasure. We'll be plugging all these gigs for you, and we're going to call your management and make sure we can get you in here.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. Anytime, even if I'm not in the city, I will be happy. I would love to drive there and see you guys. And you guys are the best. I was been looking forward to this. And thanks.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Best wishes. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Jamie, congratulations.
Yeah, best wishes with the wife, and very handy if you have any testicular issues, because she's a doctor. See?
Yeah, there you go.
Very handy. I actually gotta go grab her. She's just going over the prenup.
She may be in there a while.
Hang up the phone. Oh,
What happened? Nothing.
Thanks again, Jamie.
Oh, by the way, Jamie, I just got the list of the 2 questions you wanted me to ask. I didn't see it till just now. I didn't ask either one of them. So
There you go.
save these for Big Bra and Hillbilly.
Thanks for sending my phone, by the way. Thank you very much. That was very nice.
Yeah, I sorry guys, I really do have to go. I have Tom and the tampon coming.
That'll be fun. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, my God, is that
See you,
guy
man.
funny. I just saw the list you gave me of the question.
What were the questions?
He wanted me to ask what type of crowds come to your shows, and I understand you're losing patience. Didn't,
Is she losing patience?
No,
or
no,
is he-
patience is in.
Patience.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Sorry, Jason. I
Oh,
bet he had something funny to say about those.
Oh, yeah.
He
He
did
was
fine on
so
his own.
funny.
We caught him off guard.
Yeah.
My God, that
That's
guy's
the way to
funny.
catch him.
Yeah, he is.
Jeez.